Hey man, from here on out, let's start making smart decisions with our money, dog. I'm talking about don't buy no fucking new car, don't buy a new house if you ain't got it. Right now is when everybody should be planning and saving and paying off all their debts. Because the only thing that matters is getting your family in order, your safety in order, and planning for that time, you know what I mean? They're getting people so desperate for money and for the newest best thing where now you start to idolize what you don't have, and they put you back in that cycle where you never own anything, bro. It's time to get your land. It's time to get your property. It's time to get your acres, dog. You can get it for like 10 to 20K. Motherfuckers are looking way too high at houses for $400,000 and $500,000, overlooking the things that you can do. Yeah, you may have to put a tiny home on it, but you can do these things. You're looking in the wrong places, and you're running out of time to get this shit done. Everything's got to be done before 2030. Y'all got to get that shit done, man. Get your shit in order. Get out of that apartment, buy your land. I'm telling you, you can get a full setup under 50K. Yeah, you're going to have to put a well. Yeah, you're going to be off grid. Yeah, you're going to put, but everybody is. Not everybody. Everybody that owns farms, we're all off grid. It feels weird to be back in one of these cities.
It's better for society if you buy a house. It's better for you if you never do. Once you see why everyone pushes buying, you can't unsee it. Ask who actually needs you to buy. Your realtor gets paid when you buy. Your bank gets 30 years of interest when you buy. Your city gets property taxes. Builders need the demand. Your neighbors need your home value to prop up theirs. That's not a conspiracy. That's the machine. And the machine got really good at making one purchase feel like a personality. I talk a lot on here about how renting and investing in the stock market is a better opportunity than buying a home, financially. With a home, you take the biggest pile of cash you'll ever have, liquid, movable, investable, and you lock it in a box for 30 years. Now you're anchored, indebted, and weirdly motivated to keep the whole thing propped up. Society loves that. Because owning a home was never a wealth strategy that society built for you. It's a stability society built for itself. Renters can move anywhere and invest everything. Homeowners stay put and pay the bank. Can you guess which one's easier to plan a country around? So the next time someone calls buying the smart, responsible thing to do, ask them, smart and responsible for who?
My guy in this video he's telling the truth. See, the future belongs to those who reject consumerism. The future belongs to those who can see the writing on the wall. The future belongs to those who reject the normal way of thinking. That's who the future belongs to, right? Listen, you need to control all spending. Americans, if you're listening to this, you need to control all spending, right? You need to reject consumerism, right? You need to be investing into land. You need to be learning how to farm. You need to be learning how to grow crops. You need to be learning how to grow vegetables. You need to be investing into cattle, right? If you can. Those are the things that are going to be vital in this next new world, right? Owning land, right? Owning assets, learning how technology works, learning how the advanced technology works. Those are the things that are going to save you. As you've just seen, right? We're living through crazy history right now, right? Elon Musk has become the first trillionaire, right? In modern day history, right? First trillionaire, right? How do I feel about that, right? How do I feel about that? To some extent, I don't care, right? But then once you think about how much the world is suffering, not saying that, listen, I believe that if you've worked hard for what you have, listen, I'm not here to debate about Elon's history, where he got the money and him coming from, his lineage coming from apartheid, South Africa, so on and so forth. I'm not here to debate that, right? I'm assuming that he at least put some effort towards what he has. I believe that when people work hard for something, I believe that they deserve the full fruits of their labor, right? I believe they deserve the full fruits of their labor, but now we stay in such a time period where You can become a billionaire with today's technology. You can become a trillionaire with today's technology. And this new age of AI will show exactly that. Elon Musk is not going to be the only trillionaire. He just broke down the barrier to become a trillionaire now. We're going to see a lot more trillionaires, and we're going to see a lot more billionaires, and we're going to see a lot more multimillionaires, right? Owning assets is important right now, right? Controlling your food source is important right now. If you can if you can purchase a plot of land right now, have your own water source, have your own cattle, right? Nothing crazy, maybe a cow, just one cow, a few chickens running around, right? You know how to grow tomatoes, you know how to grow different kind of crops, right? My grandmother taught me how to do this, right? I still got to refurbish, right? Those skills. I still got to redo those skills, but I was planting things with my grandmother back then in middle school, high school, right? She had a garden in the back where she would grow tomatoes, she would grow squash, she would grow just different vegetables and things like that, pumpkin, right? These are the things we need to be getting back to, right? Everybody needs to be advancing their skills. And to some extent, we need to be going back to old skills too, right? We need to be going back to old skills, woodworking, right? We need to be going back to the old stuff, real farming, right? As you can see, the elites are trying to phase out the small farmers, right? America's farmers are suffering, right? If y'all didn't know, America's farmers are suffering, right? They're in debt. They're not able to keep up with the cost of living. They're not able to keep up with inflation. They're not able to keep up with these things, right? And then the US, for whatever reason, is looking like they're prioritizing other countries over in-house farming. Listen, it's an ugly world. It's an ugly, evil world. So moving forward, you got to look out for yourself, right? Those all the high tech stuff, all the gadgets and the cars and the clothes, man, that stuff does not matter. That stuff does not matter at all. And many people are going to wake up and they're going to come to the realization at the last minute that none of that stuff ever mattered. Not saying that, you can't spend a little money on yourself here and there, right? Not saying that money isn't important, because it's absolutely important, right? Especially in 2026. If you have no money, your ass is grass. If you have nothing, your ass is grass. And a lot of people about to see what that ass feel like on grass. Y'all got until 2030, man. Right? If you're not setting yourself up, listen to me closely. If you're not setting yourself up to receive what you need to receive to be able to prosper in the new world, you're not going to get past 2030. And when I say you're not going to get past 2030, I mean after 2030, the gates are going to lock on most of you. Right? Much of the gates are going to lock on most of you. Right? If you're setting yourself up already to receive, then you're in a good spot. Not saying that you got to have everything put together right now. Right? As long as you're in process. And many people are far from they're far from process. Right? They're still thinking in an old way. They still thinking that daddy government is going to come save them. Don't y'all know all safety gates are being removed? All safety nets are being removed. Social Security is not going to exist when I become a senior. Well, probably well before that, Social Security is not going to exist. Right? Medicaid will probably be phased out as well. 401k, most people don't have enough in their 401k to retire anyway. And they're stealing that as we speak. Why do y'all think Elon has become the first trillionaire? Right? Yeah, with that IPO, they listen, that's a whole ball game. I did a video on that. Right? They've taken some of those 401ks or forced that IPO into people's 401k. It's a dirty game. So while everybody's still sitting around debating Carmelo and Metcalf and all that, that was one of the big. Listen, man. it's impossible not to see that when one of these big events happen, whether we talking about something racial or a shooting or whatever, something high profile, something comes after that. It is a big distraction. It's one big distraction. And it's unfortunate that a lot of people cannot see, what is happening before their very eyes. It is no coincidence that the whole Metcalf situation, Carmelo situation happened. Everybody's going back and forth on the internet. Everybody's going back and forth in real life about who was wrong, who was right. Meanwhile, you got SpaceX over here IPOing. You have the government over here basically paving a whole lane for Elon and SpaceX to IPO, probably taking people's 401ks and locking it up just so he can become a trillionaire. It's a dirty game, right? And we continue to sit back and take it. We continue to sit back and allow the propaganda to become even better than it is. And when I say better, I'm talking about it becomes more efficient, right? It becomes more accurate. But a lot of people, they don't want to understand how this works, or they're refusing to acknowledge what's right here. And I'll go with the latter. People are refusing to acknowledge what is right here because they still think that, the world somehow operates on goodness, right? And I'm learning that as a youngin', right? That the world doesn't operate on goodness. The world doesn't operate on kindness, right? The world doesn't operate on togetherness, right? Human beings are selfish. Human beings are extremely selfish, and they would do whatever it takes to get ahead, get above their next human beings, right? Given a chance. But nobody wants to wake up. Nobody wants to smell the coffee, right? Got until 2030, right? You got until 2030. You need to be rearranging plans right now. You need to be cutting all expenses, right? When I go back to the US, because right now I am in the DR, getting settled and everything. Once I go back to the US, I'm getting rid of my car, right? Once I go back to the US, I'm handling administrative stuff. I'm selling some things. I've got guns and stuff that I got to sell, right? I'm done, right? It's time to cut expenses and excel in what I'm doing, right? We all have suffered from the propaganda of consumerism, right? It's nothing more but brainwashing. They need you to continue to work. Listen, they need you to buy a house because the realtor profits, the city profits, the state profits, right? Most of you probably don't even profit. Buying a home in 2026 is a big question mark. I can understand buying it during certain times where it made sense, stock market crash or the '08 crash, Great Depression, maybe the '80s, where it made sense at. But buying a home in 2026 is just like, why? Why buy a home in 2026, right? You don't have the ability to up and move. Most people don't have that much equity in their home anyway. A lot of people are upside down, right? Especially if you buy a new development. You buy a new development and then they end up developing around the area. Your property taxes goes up, right? Everybody else benefits from that besides you. Some people end up upside down on their house, right? Some people's property insurance goes up, right? People don't know this type of math. People just think, oh, I want to own a home. I know people right now who, their biggest, not saying that they're wrong for having this dream, but their biggest goal is, I want to own a home, right? Have you done the math on that, right? Have you done the math in 2026 on owning a home, right? Are you planning on putting up cash? You going to pay cash, right? It makes sense if you're paying cash. Makes sense if you're putting a majority of it up, That makes more sense. But if you're not putting the majority of it up in cash, right? Getting a loan for the rest of the, 30 to 40% of it, right? Not a 30-year mortgage, maybe a 15-year mortgage on the rest of it. If you're not operating like that, a home may not be for you. Then that doesn't tackle the hidden cost, right? The maintenance, especially with new developments, all kinds of things pop up. Y'all better ask somebody, right? All kinds of things pop up in new developments. They just throwing up homes. They don't care how they throw them up. Structural issues, electrical issues, wiring issues, all kinds of things, right? Nowadays, it's just a money grab, right? The houses that were built, back then, they were built to last. These houses are not built to last. They're built to milk as much money from the person that's buying it, right? Y'all better get on y'all P's and Q's because nobody's coming to save you. It's literally every man for themselves now. It's literally every woman for themselves now. So you can still enjoy life. Nobody's saying that you can't go out, enjoy yourself, from time to time. Nobody's saying any of that. However, it's time to hunker down and actually start thinking what kind of life you want to live, right? Do you want to own land, right? Do you want to own property outright, right? Do you want to up and move, leverage your position, right? Or leverage the USD, leverage yourself in that way so you can continue to multiply, your income, multiply your savings. You need to be thinking on what do I need to do to put myself in the best possible position today, right? Including using AI to your advantage, including using automation to your advantage, right? Because in the future, there's going to be one or two people, those who don't know how to use AI and who are not using AI and automation, and those who are. That's it. Your leverage is going to be using AI. Because guess what? Nobody's going to stop using AI because you feel some kind of way about it. Nobody's going to stop using automation because you feel some kind of way about it. Oh, I don't want to use it. The data centers are eating up all the water and all of that stuff. Listen, man, unless you get multi-millions of dollars, there ain't nobody about to listen to you talk. Unless you have some money to put up to stop these data centers from doing what they're doing, ain't nobody about to listen to you, buddy. So you either put up or shut up. But it's time to hunker down, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to cut all expenses. It's time to really get somewhere in today's time, right? Because eventually a lot of people are going to be shut out, and it's going to really be the haves and the have-nots, the left behind and the ones who are ahead, the ones who are using technology and the ones who ain't, right? The ones who have the knowledge and the ones who don't. So y'all better hunker down, get to it. It's time to go. Time is ticking. Listen. The after pill is the ideology. The escape blueprint is the framework. And PFP life is how you should live in purpose, in freedom, and in power. Come and join the Patreon if you want more of this knowledge and wisdom. Also, if you want to take it a step further, come and join the inner circle. I just released a video showing you the type of conversations that we have on Fridays, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, right? Tune in if you want to be a part of these conversations. Tune in if you want this high frequency, if you want this high intensity to be a part of your life so you can get somewhere as well. We do accept women. So if you're a lady, come on over. If you can handle the intensity, if you can handle man talk, because we will still talk like men, right? If you can handle all that, you're welcome as well. But I'll see you guys over there. Hit that link in the description. Come and join the Patreon if you want to get ahead, right? And come and join the inner circle if you also want to get ahead and change your whole life and your whole perspective. I'll see you guys over there, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. I built a life. I built a family. I worked my hands raw to get here, and I'm not done. This is the escape blueprint, PFP life, a way out of the grind and into control. You'll learn how I stack cash, build systems, and reclaim time so you can live on your own terms. You will watch me maneuver and grind towards the life that I achieve for myself, and you can also do the same. Join the circle, join the Patreon, learn the steps, and protect your freedom. The Escape Blueprint. PFP Life.